Ladies and gentlemen, the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, proudly presents to you another fantastic episode of 15 Minutes of Fandom. That's right. That's where we find one fan that stands out from the rest and we put the spotlight out on them to find out what they love about pro wrestling and all that good stuff. And actually, our guest today is a young lady who actually made headlines, not just because of her cosplay, but also because of her uncanny resemblance to former WWE Women's Champion, the first female to hold the WWE Intercontinental Championship, the ninth wonder of the world, China. Everybody, welcome to the show. And we actually love to go international. I mean, come on, I'm the worldwide star boy. It had to happen. Everybody, welcome to the show, Aurora Rose.
Woo!
Oh man, Aurora, you got me so excited. I forgot to actually do our intro. Man, I've been thinking about this interview all day. Not just because I just how much you look like China, but before I go any further, for those of y'all that don't know, in one corner we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye spinach. He is the tranquil dart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And the second corner we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always positive, life is great, repping 592, living in the 718, no cap, straight facts, the worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. And Aurora, I gotta say, thank you very much for doing this for us. So how's it been? How's everything over in jolly old England?
It's warm here for us. We're
Okay,
in the middle
okay.
of summer, so it's just warm. So, as a normal British person, it's like, oh, it's too much. It's too much.
Okay. And while you already have a fan, a man by the name of Rush Freeman, um, is actually commenting. Rush, we if you're a wrestler, I believe you're a wrestler, hit us up. We definitely like to get you on our show. And we'll talk about having you on as well. But yeah, England, man, I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's one of my destinations that I want to check out. I've heard nothing but great things about it. One thing I would definitely like to check out is Party in the Park. I don't know if that's still going on.
I
Um,
think it is after, like, I think it stopped from COVID. I think it is going on. I'm useless with stuff like that, but it
awesome.
is really good.
So you're in London, right?
No, I'm actually from Cambridgeshire.
Okay, okay. Oh, Cambridge. You guys have that. You guys have that rivalry with what's the other one? Cambridge. Is it
Oxfordshire.
oh, Oxford? Yes. You guys have that rowing competition that y'all have, and everybody asks, "What blue are you?" Because Cambridge's colors are blue, and Oxford's colors are blue too. And we have something similar over here in America with North Carolina. We have the University of North Carolina. We have Duke University. Both are blue. So, and they have that rivalry as well. So, yeah. So, you know, you've been making a lot of headlines, turning a lot of heads, not because of your recent cosplay as China, and you also look a bit like her too. Like I almost thought it was her. I was like, "What? That's China. Where did this video come from?" So tell us, like, how, like, what's been going through your mind since that video went viral?
When it kind of, I was sat there one night watching telly, and like, because I've got an Apple Watch, it just started going off. I'm like, what's going on? Like, all my socials were just going crazy. I'm like, what's gone off? And then I realised the Comic Con video got shared, and I'm like, oh my god. And I'm just sat there just watching it. Just, I couldn't even keep up with it. I was just sat there like, oh my god, what is happening? It was absolutely crazy.
Wow. Okay. So was that your first time actually cosplaying as a wrestler?
Yes.
Wow, you did. Hey, you did well for a first timer. I mean, not first time cosplaying, because you've cosplayed as several superheroes. You've been She-Hulk. I'm gonna leave all the superhero questions to Rob. 'Cause I know Rob he's the nerd out of the two of us. He's the smooth talking nerd. Like he loves DC and Marvel and all that stuff. But
I spotted geek posters. Love it.
yeah, but you've cosplayed as Elektra. That
Yeah.
was a very impressive one. I was like, you nailed it to a T. You've cosplayed as Harley Quinn and also She-Hulk. All were fantastic. I'm gonna tell you, Aurora, please don't stop cosplaying. Keep doing it. And I definitely hope you make it over here to New York, because if you do, we have a thing called the Big Apple Comic Con. I will definitely be there to get a picture with you if you ever make it over here.
Hopefully one day I'll make it to an American con, because it's like, I think America does it in a whole new like level to the UK. We're still playing catch up. So an American Comic Con for me would be like the holy grail of geekdom.
Okay. Well, two I would recommend for you would be, well, you probably know about it already, the San Diego Comic Con, which I have yet to go to, and also the Big Apple Comic Con, which is the other big one over here in America. Those are two different sides of the country too. One's in California, one's in New York. But anybody I would definitely recommend those two to anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fingers
So
crossed one day.
yeah. So are you like? So did you watch wrestling growing up?
I actually didn't. I started watching WWE when I was with an ex, and I got into it. It was kind of the era when like Goldberg came back, Taker retired. It was that kind of period. So I got into it then, and then I discovered China. I was like, oh my God, who is this woman?
Yeah, you came back at a very interesting time as well. So who are some of your favorites?
I'd say my favourite. I don't know why. I just really like Goldberg.
Okay, okay.
And then obviously China is my most favourite because I identify with certain parts of like going into her story. I really identify with certain parts of her life and I can relate to that as well. So for me on a personal level as well as a wrestling level.
That's cool. That's it's always a great thing when you could, you could relate. You have a favorite that you not only like, but you can also relate to. That's a great thing as well. And to me, China's actually she actually empowered. She was one of the people that empowered women in wrestling. Not just in the women's division, but also beating. I don't know. Did you ever see the match where she won the Intercontinental title?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think? What did you think of that match? Like, what was going through your mind when you saw that she went in against Jeff Jarrett, a veteran in the game, and she came out with the win.
That is just like ultimate empowerment for women. And it just shows that for a woman, like you can be just as strong as men, just as good as men in a sport. And it's quite an empowering thing and it's never been done since. Like that title, like it's crazy. Just like a woman's done that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either, and I was like, wow. At first, I was kind of worried because I'm like, yeah, but I really wouldn't want to see a guy fighting a female in the ring. Not trying to be sexist or anything, but it's just I'm from the old school where you don't put your hands on a lady, unless she's trying to kill you. Then by all means, run, block, and run, hide, block, and then fight back. You know, so but yeah, you don't put your hands on a lady, but I figured, I guess if everybody's cool with it, then it is what it is. I still get a bit uneasy about it, but yeah, that was a great moment in not just WWE history, but wrestling history as well. So aside from WWE, do you watch like any other promotions? Have you gone to any of the independent promotions over there in England?
I'm going to WAW Fightmare in October. So that should be good. I'm actually starting training with them next month as well, so that should be really cool. And I am part of CWC Wrestling. I'm a valet for one of the wrestlers there, Robbie Nitro.
Awesome. I was gonna ask you that. I was gonna ask you that now that you've actually gone viral with the China cosplay, have you ever thought about, getting involved in the wrestling world? And also, I was probably gonna grovel and beg and say, please give it a chance, please, please, you've done good. But since you're already in it, kudos to that. Have you ever thought about mixing up in the ring, getting involved, throwing some elbows, throwing people around?
Oh yeah. I literally, I'm so ready to start learning. I know I'm going to be like rubbish for a start, but we've all got to start somewhere. But
Yeah.
it should be fun. It should be fun, and because I'm going to WAW in Norwich, which is Ricky Knight and Soraya. Like, I've already met them; they're amazing. So I'm so keen to train with them.
You on your way, as Eddie Murphy said in The Nutty Professor. You on your way. You're on your way. So we've actually had Soraya on our show before. Wonderful human being. I was a bit intimidated, and I call that the our Attitude Era episode of the podcast. It's one of our longest ones. It's like 3 hours. But man, so much knowledge and so many stories. And some of the stuff she was saying had me like, I'm just gonna sit back here and let Rob and Kathy deal with this. But
I met her, and I was like, within the first like minute, I was like, I like you. She's just brilliant.
yeah, apparently Kathy's on here right now. She's our other co-host who unfortunately couldn't be here due to prior commitments. But she was actually responsible for getting Soraya on the show, and apparently she ruined her dinner. She ruined Soraya's dinner. So now, yeah, I'm like, that's all on you, Kathy. If you ruin that woman's dinner, that's your thing. But yeah, I just gotta say kudos on getting that, on starting with pro wrestling and taking the step. Uh, I know that I honestly know that you'll do great. You have the look, and you're also a fitness model, so you already got the fitness part down. And I can tell you this, Aurora, if it's okay with you, we would like to definitely have you back on here when you make your debut. We would
Definitely,
definitely
that would be really cool.
be very grateful for that, because I'm just in awe of like that whole of like how much you look just like China. And I'm like, wow, like we were like, yeah, we got to get her on the show, man. We got to find out what her story. And that's the thing with us too. Like when we have guests on our show, like you're on our fan segment, and had we known, we would have actually just put you as a main guest if you had we known you were a valet. But normally what we do is we look at people that may dress a certain way, or there's no real particular criteria, but we normally look at people that may be in a crowd and may dress up in a certain outfit, or they may do something on the internet, and then we're like, something, we want to know what that person's story is. Let's get them on here. So
Okay.
we just had to get you on here. Plus you're in England, so it's like, yeah. Plus you're in England, so we were like, we haven't talked to nobody overseas yet, so let's. Yeah, I was like, Rob, let's get our passports and go overseas, And Rob is like, yeah, I want to try that whole toad in the hole thing. He's probably gonna ask you about that too, but yeah. So I just got a couple more questions before I turn it over to Rob. I know Rob is anxious to ask you like a bundle of questions. So you're starting with WAW now, one of the most reputable schools in England. Um, Once you're done with training, who are your top 5 wrestlers you want to wrestle in the near future? They could be from anywhere: WBAW, Impact, even in England, Japan. Name
I've
away.
honestly not thought about it. I could wrestle Rush, even though he's like twice the size of me.
Are you talking about Roosh and AEW?
Rush from and God, NWP. Who was commenting on here? I'll wrestle him.
Yeah. All right, Rush. Hey, you got a challenger here, man. Let's hopefully make that happen.
Yeah. To make it happen. There we go. I've got to bulk up a bit because he's a lot bigger than I am.
Yeah, Rush. I've seen his Instagram. He looks very impressive. So hopefully we can have him on here and we can shoot the breeze with him as well too about being in NWA. So anybody else on your list you'd want to wrestle?
I have honestly not really thought about it at all. I just want to get into it, make sure I'm comfortable. I enjoy it. I'm sure I will because I'm an absolute tomboy, so I'm always roughing myself around. I've honestly not thought about it.
Awesome, cool, cool. So I wish you all the best with that, with the training and everything. And actually, one of our listeners, Sir Fester, he's mentioning Rhea Ripley. I guess he wants to see you wrestle Rhea Ripley. That'd be a pretty good match too.
She is strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, fitness model. You're a fitness model as well, and you're trained to wrestle. You're going to be trained to wrestle very soon. What are some songs that you like to list that you like or have to listen to that get you into that zone to knock out those workouts, that cardio, get those reps done, or to even get or that you're gonna have on your playlist when you're doing your wrestling, you're training for wrestling.
I've got a playlist, but there's like one song, and I'd probably use it as my entrance track, which would be Pitbull. I believe that we will win. Because the lyrics,
Oh,
it's just a proper empowering song. It's like it proper psychs you up.
okay. I have to look that one up. Pitbull from Miami, right? Miami, Florida, right?
Yeah.
Never heard of that one. I gotta check it out. I haven't been in touch with his music in a while, but it sounds. I'll definitely have to check it out. My playlist. Trust me, you don't want to hear my playlist. I have a bunch of stuff all over the place. I have stuff from like a group called Seven Dust, which is broken down. There's a song called Broken Down that I always have to have on my playlist. And then you might hear some Linkin Park. Then you might hear some. Then next thing you might hear some Carly Rae Jepsen, and then you might hear a wrestler's entrance theme and so on. So people probably looking at me all confused, like, dude, where's the consistency?
That's exactly like mine. It'll be like all hardcore stuff, and then a Disney song will pop in. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, somebody mentioned Lily Allen. Oh, okay. I don't know if she has any upbeat songs.
I'm not a huge fan. I think my biggest, like my favorite artist would be Michael Jackson and Cher.
Okay. So we're exchanging right now because my favorite artist is actually an artist from over there in England. You probably heard of him, Craig David. He's an R&B
Yeah.
artist. And one song that always another song that gets me pumped up in the gym is Insomnia, which is a song that he sang like many years ago. That's another one I always have to have on my list.
Yeah, I remember it.
Right. So I have one last question before I turn it over to Rob. So in regards, you are definitely in shape. Like I'm actually afraid. I would if you actually offered me a free gym session, like a free workout session, weights and so on. I would be afraid because you'd probably kill me. I probably wouldn't be able to feed my legs by the time you're done with me. But for somebody that wants to get into fitness, what advice would you give that person that's now starting out?
I think when you're first starting out, don't beat yourself up about lifting the heaviest you can. Just go at your own pace, what you're comfortable with, gradually increase like your weights. Just don't beat yourself up. It's a journey. It's taken me personally like 3 years to get to the point that I'm at. And I've just gradually increased and increased and increased. And I've done everything from home. I've got free weights. I've got a multi-gym, everything I do at home.
Awesome. And okay. Wait, is this Fox in the Cloud? Is this the young lady that was doing the poison ivy to your Harley Quinn?
Yep.
Mandy Fox, if you become a wrestler, please let us know. We'd like to have you on here as well.
I could try and convince her.
Hey, best friends made the best tag teams. Look at best friends in AEW. But yeah, that was that was another great cosplay that y'all did too. I was watching that TikTok. I was like, wow, they would definitely make a great tag.
Thank you.
And Rush Freeman said Celine.
Yeah.
Rush
He
Rush,
knows.
if you work out to Celine Dion, I give you props not just as a person that works out, but as a confident person. That's
We
something
are,
I probably wouldn't say, but I give you props to that, bro. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Rob. I know Rob has a bundle of questions for you. So Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on? How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, just hanging out, chatting with you, and from jolly old England. So, I'm having a good day.
Good.
So how was your day today? Did you do anything exciting? Anything big happen? Anything, crazy? I know it's
Not
like,
really.
almost dinner time there.
It's like work, training, and then
Oh, that's
there's
about it. Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Now you're talking about, traveling, workout tips and stuff, I do need some advice, on getting some working on my abs, you know what I mean? I have this one ab hidden, all the way in the back over here. So I was wondering how I can accentuate that, like what exercises I could do, so I could, make that, maybe move it, maybe somehow it'll move over here and I can get, five more,
so I don't overtrain my abs. A lot of it is like because when you're squatting and doing like I'll do squats with shoulder presses and stuff. It's a whole body movement. So squats are actually really good for your abs, but I'll do stuff like V-ups, reverse crunches, sort of the multi-gym crunches. I don't overtrain them, but I do have a six-pack somehow.
Hey, that happens sometimes. So, what is your favorite workout that you like to do? When you're at home, are you is your favorite? You like, all right, I'm hitting this multi gym, or are you do you like running? You like hitting the weights?
The weights.
Weights.
Don't
Oh
mention
man.
cardio. Don't mention the C word.
Oh, the C word. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm good with that too. You know what I mean? I'm a walker. Like if somebody, if I was in a scary movie or something, it's like, well, guess I'm dead because I'm not running. Like I'll run like 10 feet. I'm 40 years old. I run 10 feet. My hamstring will get pulled, and I'm like, oh, I'm good. Might as well. I'm delaying the inevitable. Now I gotta ask, with your cosplays and stuff, how long does it take for you to get ready for a cosplay? Is it, a little time consuming? Like, is it like, yeah, I gotta get up early in the morning and get ready, and when you do you make the costume yourself, or do you go like, piece it together? Like, I'll buy something from here or whatever. Or are you like, yeah, I'm hardcore. I'm needle and thread. I'm sewing this thing.
It depends on the costume. If it's something I feel like I can make, like I've done Princess Jasmine from Aladdin, and I made that entire costume, and oh my god, it nearly made me cry making that costume. And other costumes, I'll buy bits and bobs from here and there, sort of mix and match, build on it. It's like to be a good like for me, cosplay, it's not about like, oh, I have to make the entire costume myself. You're wearing a costume to go and have fun and escape from being yourself. You can be another character. So there are the cosplay elite that have to make their own costumes and it has to be like that. But for me, it's just fun and it's a fun day out with friends.
That's cool. And it takes you a long time to get ready or whatever. Like, yeah, I gotta get it perfect.
Yeah, so like it's always an early morning when it's like Comic Con. It depends on what character I'm doing. If it's something simple, it'll probably be like an hour to get ready because I've put all this on. But like She-Hulk would take forever. The green body paint is like
Oh
it's
yeah.
everywhere. It just depends on the character.
Now, when you did She-Hulk, were you like green for a couple days after? Were you still green?
Pardon?
I was saying, were you still green for a couple days after you did She-Hulk?
No,
Painting
to be
yourself
honest,
up.
the paint's quite good. It does come off. It takes a
Oh,
fair
okay.
amount of rubbing, but luckily it didn't turn me like a weird shade of like yellow afterwards.
There you go. There you go. 'Cause that would be crazy. You're walking around, people are like, "What in the world is she already? Is she probably come from The Simpsons or something?" Like, I think she need to go to the hospital. She got jaundice. Is that what that is? Jaundice? You need to go. You got jaundice.
Some paints are like that, and it's like I've done it with like purple paint when I've done Ursula, and it stays on. I'm like, oh my god, I look ill.
when I was a kid, my brother and I used to mess with each other. We would get a permanent marker and we would take it and get right up on on like each other's face, like right here, put it right here. Like say I'm playing a video game or watching a movie, I'm really into it. I'm like, oh man, my brother would sneak up, put the marker right here, be like, hey Rob, and I'm like, what? And, and it would drag. So there's times, I had to go like a week or so with like, just marker stuff. Same with him, I mean, we would just get each other like, oh man. It's like I had like a half drawn mustache with a big dot over here. Oh man, yeah, it was great.
It's the worst
Not
thing
only
to
would
get
he get,
a permanent marker.
yeah, not only would he get the dot, he'd get the drag too. Because I'd be like, oh man. Now, which one? Now, what was your favorite cosplay to do, other than the China one?
Wow. Probably X-23 because, well,
I was gonna say I like that one. That was that when I was doing your
claws, you
research.
feel
I like
pretty
that one.
badass because you can really get into it. But same with Electra, like anything with weapons, I'm like, woohoo.
That's right. Now, how'd you make the claws, or do do you really have the claws in there, right there, or am I revealing too many secrets?
Don't reveal my secrets.
My bad, my bad, my bad. All right, see, we're gonna do a Men in Black thing. I mean, just look right here. Forget what I just said.
The claws were basically, I bought some Wolverine claws, and because X-23's got the two, I put them into a pair of weightlifting gloves, and they kind of sit with a thing under the palm of your hand, so it's kind of in the gloves. So it was
Nice.
pretty easy. It took me like 10 minutes.
Oh, nice. You see, I'm like jealous of cosplayers and all because y'all have these like awesome ideas and can do whatever, and I'm just I have like no imagination, no like I can't decorate a house or whatever. I'm just like, oh yeah, just throw a couple pictures up or whatever, like yeah, man. I wish I could cosplay, but I would have to go to like a store and actually spend hundreds of dollars to buy it, just I couldn't make it myself or all that stuff. Oh.
I think once you get into it, because there's a whole community and like they all have like different things they do and we all help each other out. Like I'm better with doing like styling wigs. Like I've got friends that are better with like the EVA foam stuff, and we all kind of help each other out with different tips and that. So it's kind of a learning process. Like when I started, I didn't know what on earth I was doing.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know what to do either. I can the only thing I can do is like sew a button on a shirt. If a button fell off this shirt, I can sew it back on. That's about it. Anything other than that, they didn't teach us much in home ec. They taught us, how to sew on a button and like, make French fries. That was pretty much it. Or chips. What y'all call them? Chips.
Chips, yeah.
Yeah, that's all we had. That's all they taught us how to make. Now you're getting ready to start training or whatever. Have you actually been in the ring yet? Training, run ropes yet or anything? Like, have you taken a bump yet, or is that like, you're getting ready to do that?
No, I'm getting ready to do that in September is when I go, so we'll see.
Oh yeah, it's great. Because I'm a ref, like ring announcer or whatever, and I've had to go in there and I had to learn to run ropes, take bumps, even though I don't wrestle or anything. Yeah, let you all do beat each other up. I'll count to three or I'll announce you to the ring. But yeah, that first, when you take those first bumps, that week or whatever, you're gonna be like sore, like oh man, and then after that, it's like oh yeah, you're good. Yeah.
I'm totally expecting it, like.
Oh yeah, and running the ropes. Yeah, my back. When I was first to learn running ropes and stuff, my back would have just bruises from where the ropes were hitting. Not hitting it quite right or whatever. Just like I'm like, I'd sit back in a chair. I'm like, oh, why is my? Oh yeah, that's right. That's why. Oh man, big marks. Like all right.
It'd probably just be me groaning for a week afterwards, like, oh, ache.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be like, oh my lord. I'm like, I feel like you'd be like, I feel like an old woman now. Oh man, but after a while, you're good to go. It's fun though. It's fun. I love training. I was actually at training last night. I just got back from hiatus, and they taught me in the ring announcing for Saturday. I was like, all right, fine. I'll go do it. Here we go. Now you're talking earlier that your favorite wrestler is Goldberg. Now I like Goldberg too, you know, because I'm old school. Like I grew up watching it. Now, what's your favorite thing about Goldberg? Me personally, it's yeah, he just go out. You just know he's going to tear somebody up, you know. Because when I was a kid, you know, we'd watch Raw, SmackDown. When Goldberg was on, we'd always switch from Raw to Nitro or whatever, you know. Because Goldberg, we wanted to see him spear and jackhammer somebody's ass, you know what I mean? Like, bam. So what is it about Goldberg that was like, yeah, it was his intensity, you know, just like, you know, tearing people up, like he don't take no prisoners.
Just because he's like a, yeah, pretty much just tearing people up, and yeah, he's quite attractive as well to me. So yeah.
Okay.
It was the chant as well. It really got you going. I'm like, come on.
There you go. Yeah, that Goldberg chant, yeah. Well, Goldberg, you know, he's got the gray hair or whatever. It's not daddy, it's zaddy, right? Isn't that zaddy? Isn't that the word now?
I've not come
I
across
think I
that.
don't know. I'm trying to get up on my slang terms, you know, being in my old age.
I think here we'd class it as silver fox.
Silver Fox, there you go. Yeah, we had that over here, Silver Fox or whatever. Yeah. So are you so you know you're doing all the Marvel and cosplay and all. Are you a fan of like the X-Men and Marvel and you know the movies? Are you know into the
Yeah,
shows and all that? Are you
yeah.
ready for the there's an X-Men 97 animated show coming out on Disney Plus or whatever. I don't know if you heard of it. All right.
Okay. I hadn't heard about that one yet. I've not even watched She-Hulk yet. I'm so behind with everything. I've not had time to watch like any kind of telly or anything. So I really need to watch this She-Hulk series.
Yeah, I haven't checked out She-Hulk yet either. I'm a little behind on a couple things. Yeah, I gotta watch a couple things to catch up or whatever. But yeah, She-Hulk looks pretty good. I want to watch that. You know, I always like She-Hulk. You know, she cool.
It's bombed on reviews, but like my
Oh, it
friends,
did?
oh no, it's actually really good. So
Well, yeah, what them reviewers know or whatever. You know, what I mean, it's like, oh man, you know, they'll tell me like this movie is great. This is the best movie. It's an Oscar contender, and I'll watch it. And I'm like, 5 minutes in, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna go to sleep. Or you know, this movie's awful. Like, what in the world? I'm over here. I'm like, yo, Jay and Silent Bob is like, you know, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? Da, 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 da. You know, the critics ain't like that movie. It's like, well, oh man.
I think the new
So
one is
yeah.
coming out with The Rock. Is it Black Adam? That looks really good.
Oh yeah.
From the trailers, I've been seeing them on his like Twitter feed or all the. I was like, oh, this looks amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now The Rock, now that's somebody you can get some workout tips from or whatever, you know. But he does that great big diet though. He eats like, you know, like enough for 10 people. You know, it's like, oh man.
He's just
'Cause
an
I heard
all-round
about it.
guy though, isn't he? The Rock. He's just like.
Oh yeah. Now, now when you're doing training, do you have to eat like that? You know, a lot of proteins and all that stuff. You know, or are you just like, you know, boiled chicken and blah, blah, blah and all that good stuff?
All the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff. That's right.
I annoy people so much because they're like, why don't you want this pizza? I'm like, but gains.
There you go. See, I always tell people, you know, I'm like, hey, I'm on Operation Fat Rob, so you know, I'll take the pizza. You know what I mean? I'm trying to gain weight. I'm trying to get up there. You know what I mean? I'm trying to gain, you know, get a little, you know, muscle on me. I'm just skin and bone. Sometimes if I turn to the side, yeah, you know, I disappear or whatever. You know, you won't be able to see me or whatever. It's like, where'd he go? Yeah. So you know, I try to sit here and go like this. Now, do you have any funny cosplay stories that have happened? You know, going to a Comic-Con or whatever. You know, some crazy things that happen, or you know, something happened. You know, funny that you can share. If not, you know, you know, you can, you know, change the name to protect the innocent if you need to.
I probably shouldn't share it because it got a bit graphic and it was with a celebrity and this whole conversation. I was just like, what just happened?
Oh Lord.
So it was hilarious, but I probably shouldn't share.
If you want to share it, you can share it. You know, we don't mind. You can change the names if you want.
It was kind of a sex education talk from one of the dwarves from Lord of the Rings. I was like, I don't know what happened. I was in fits of laughter, crying. My friend's just like, what on earth just went on? And then he hugged her and growled in her ear, like properly. I was like,
Okay.
it was a very strange conversation. It's one of them you had to be there because we were all dying.
Mm. Yeah, I never had tips like that from a Hobbit or or anything like that. I had to I had to learn from my friends and their lies. You know what I mean? And the experience for myself.
No,
And I
we've been
needed a
taught
Hobbit on my
hobbits.
team. Yeah, I needed a Hobbit on my team. What in the world? Jeez. Now, speaking of that, are you a fan of Harry Potter and in the Lord of the Rings stuff?
I absolutely adore Harry Potter. I grew up on the books. Like, I'm a mega Harry Potter fan. Not
See,
so much Lord of the Rings. Harry
okay.
Potter is my fandom.
Now, Harry Potter, I literally have never watched the movie until like 2 days ago. I watched the first one. And I was like, this one is pretty good. I like Harry Potter. He's good. His aunt and uncle, man, they treated him like dirt and that and they made him live on like under the stairs. I was like, what in the world? Didn't give him any presents, wouldn't feed him. I was like, wow, yeah.
I think you need to watch the second one because Dobby appears, and Dobby is like the most hilarious character in Harry Potter. He's amazing.
Yeah, my sister said she said it gets even better and then some of the stories get darker and stuff as you go on. I was like, okay, yeah. Because we're
It
supposed to
literally
take a trip.
every film just gets darker and darker and darker, and it's the whole thing is just like amazing. One of my favorite actors is in it, so that's just a bonus for me.
Oh, well, which one's your favorite? Is it Daniel Radcliffe?
Alan Rickman.
Oh, yes. I forgot. Yeah, he's in there. Yes. I like him too. He's awesome.
He's like, since I was like 14 and I first saw the first Harry Potter film, I was like, I love this man.
I don't mean to interrupt. Have you ever seen Dogma?
Yep. I've
Okay.
seen every single Alan Rickman film. I drive people mad with the Alan Rickman thing.
Ain't nothing wrong with Alan Rickman. I mean, I support or rest in peace, Alan Rickman. He was awesome. I liked all his movies and stuff too. He's pretty cool. He's somebody I would have liked to meet. I mean, I thought, yeah. In the Harry Potter movies or whatever, I just seen the first movie, but yeah, his character looks like he's real cool. He's like an awesome badass character. So I'm like, okay, I want to see what he does. The
Watch
one
the
guy I
rest of
like is the one guy I like is the big giant dude with the hair. When he came in and
Hagrid.
grabbed Harry in the beginning, I forget his name. Yeah, they kept sending
Hagrid.
him the letters. Yeah, and he just went in there and he was like, "Yep, you're coming with me to Hogwarts." And they're like, "All right." Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because my sister, she asked me, she was like, do you know anything about Harry Potter and all? Because in October we're supposed to go to Orlando for the Halloween, like ghost houses and all that stuff, and for Disney or whatever. And then they have Harry Potter stuff there. And I was like, you can go and all. I just know nothing about him or whatever. I'm just going for the haunted houses. Because like Halloween, the Dracula one, Wolfman, Invisible Man, stuff like that. Now that I'm watching the movies and I like them, I might have to be like, yeah, we gotta take an extra trip. We got to stay out a little longer so I can check this Harry Potter stuff out.
See, you guys have like, it's insane. Like compared to our one, we have like Harry Potter Studios. You guys have Hogwarts Castle in a theme park. Like it looks amazing.
Yeah, I bet I haven't been there and seen that though, but yeah, I bet it does look awesome. I'm gonna be coming back with like wand and all that stuff. Like I'm the best Quidditch player ever. You know what I mean? Bam! Look, here's my broom.
So you have to buy a wand once you have a wand, because I cosplay Bellatrix as well, which is another character. And the minute you've got a wand, you're just like this all the time.
I know. I would be doing that too.
Bellatrix is so evil, man. What she did to the Longbottoms, and she killed. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it for those who haven't seen it. But yeah,
It's been like 10, 15 years. I'll forget by the time I watch it. It comes around.
I'm gonna give y'all, like, those y'all watching, like, if you don't want to hear any spoilers, mute your I guess mute us or put us on mute or whatever. But
Earmuffs.
she killed Sirius. She was
Yeah.
bad.
But she's so fun to cosplay. Like, you can just go nuts with it. She's absolutely bananas.
Well, I gotta say, Aurora, I solemnly swear you must be up to no good. That's what that's from the Marauders map.
You won't have any idea what we're talking about right now.
No. No, but eventually I will. I'm like, oh, there we go. I know. See, now when it comes up or whatever, I'll forget until after it happens. It'll be like, oh, that's what they're talking. Okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, here we go. So there's really no spoilers for me. I'm good. I'll forget. You know, I got the memory of a goldfish. I'll forget. Now, have you ever been over here to America yet? Oh, I'm a
No.
muggle. I know what a muggle is. I at least know what a muggle is.
No, I've never
Yeah,
to America.
you haven't been here yet?
No.
Oh, okay, okay. Because I was going to ask, but yeah, well, there's some culture shocks and stuff and all, and all that good stuff. But
It's
yeah,
quite
that's all
fun
good.
talking to Americans because sometimes they don't understand what I'm saying, so that's always amusing.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. And with me, because I have a southern accent or whatever. There are people do that to me. They're like, I don't know what you just said. Because I'll get like that. I'm like, you don't get on about him, you know. Like, or I'll say things like mayonnaise, like mayonnaise. Some crazy people down the road. Don't go over to their house, or or hammer. Be like, hey, what do you want for dinner? You want hammer steak? Stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm all country. But I do want to say before I pass it on back to Remy, I want to say thank you very much for taking time out of your day, come chat with us. I definitely had a blast talking with you about cosplaying and Marvel and all that good stuff. I love talking about that. I wish you nothing but the best, in all your future endeavors and all. I wish you the best. You go training and hopefully I can see you on TV out there kicking butt. Holding up gold and all that good stuff. Beat up the guys and gals. I'm all for it.
Thank you for asking me. Like, it's fun.
Oh yeah, no
Yeah,
problem, no problem. I enjoy chatting. I enjoy chatting with everybody. But yeah, before I pass it on to Remy, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, have a great day. All that good stuff and all the positive things that happen to you and your family.
And you.
yeah, I gotta say, Aurora, it's been an honor to actually talk to the woman that went viral with the China cosplay, and it's great to hear that you're actually, getting into water professional wrestling. We are definitely looking forward to seeing more great things from you. I'm already gonna call it right now. I could see you in WWE or AEW, one or two, and I could definitely see making a name for yourself. And we'll definitely be cheering for you when we see you on there as well. I'll definitely be calling Rob like, "Yo, Rob, look who's on right now! It's Aurora Rose. Yeah, we just had her on our show." And it's happened before. We've had people that have been on this show that ended up getting signed to WWE, AEW, and gone on to great things for themselves as well. And we definitely like to see that. So
Of course.
thank you very much. We're very grateful for um, you giving us this opportunity, taking time out of your busy schedule and all that. Our other co-host Kathy Knight says that she's actually adopted. So Kathy's actually been adopted by the Knight family. We had a whole
Oh,
knighting ceremony for her and everything. So she's actually one of their adopted family members. But somehow she ended up in Louisiana. So I don't know how that happened. But yeah, she says you're gonna smash anything you choose to do, literally and figuratively. So we could
thank
definitely see, going far as well. And we definitely wish you all the best. And with that being said, before we shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want to check out, your upcoming cosplays, get, fitness advice, purchase Aurora merchandise, which, we'll be looking forward to. And also, where can bookers and promoters all over the world find you when they want to book you for their shows?
So I'm pretty straightforward on social media. So Instagram and TikTok is Aurora Rose Fitness, and Twitter is Aurora Rose Fit because the fitness was taken. So it's pretty much all straightforward.
Awesome. So Rush Freeman, if you're still listening, bro, you got that info. Shoot it over to Billy because Rush is actually an NWA. Shoot that info over to Billy Corgan. I know you got contact with him, and make it happen like a captain. And for the rest of y'all, make sure you follow this, incredible young woman who is gonna make a name for herself in pro wrestling. Make sure if she's in your area whenever when she starts wrestling that you attend her shows and also purchase the merchandise. You know, that way when she gets signed to WWE or AEW and somebody comes and says, "Hey, I got that new Aurora Rose merchandise, from Shop AEW or WWEshop.com," you could be like, "Boy, buy," or "Girl, buy," whatever you young ones are saying these days. I got that Aurora Rose shirt from when she was on the Indies. I'm a real fan. I got the merch before she got signed. It's always a great feeling. So once again, Aurora, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity. And with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My stomach is rumbling. My eyelids are surprisingly not heavy because normally after an injury I want to sleep. But either way, that means it's time for a snack. But before I partake in that activity, Rob Bass, the Mel Gibson to my Danny Glover, the George Michael to my Andrew Ridgely, and the Tommy to my Ghost. Where can fans find you on social media when they want to see when they want to talk wrestling, see when your next appearance is, purchase Rob Bass merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Rob_Base82, and then Facebook Rob Base. And then I think September 17th, 1CW Houston, Delaware. I think I'm going to be on this show. I might be ring announcing or whatever, but I might be there doing whatever. So yeah, definitely check out 1CW. They're on DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com. If you don't have local channels or whatever, you can catch the replays. You might even see me on there refing a match or two or announcing or whatever on the TV. But yeah, I might be there September 17th. Mark it down or whatever. It's going to be an awesome show.
Awesome. So if you're in Houston, Delaware, any of the surrounding areas, make sure you check them out. 1CW is doing big things, great things. I'm actually jealous I'm not down there, but one of these days I will make it down there for a show. So with that being said, if you want to follow me on social media, not that I have anything cool to say these days, but who knows? Maybe you'll hear me say something cool one day. You can find me on Twitter at @TheRemyBlue. You can also find me on Instagram at @TheRemyBlue, and also on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue. You can add me on all those platforms. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitch at Ringside Society 2019, Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society. We're also on Facebook as a Facebook group. Just type in Ringside Society and you'll see us. We're also on Spotify, and we also have a Teespring store. We have a lot of cool official Ringside Society merchandise. We have T-shirts, we have tank tops, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, and we even have coffee mugs. We have several different designs. So go over there, check us out, cop some merch. All proceeds go back into keeping this show afloat. It does not go back into our pockets. Trust me, I'm still eating hamburger helper, and Rob is still eating Kool-Aid sandwiches. So yeah, we're not touching that money. But one more thing, we're also on YouTube, and our YouTube channel is where you can find a lot of our cool interviews that we've had. Cool interviews like this one with Aurora. We've had other interviews with people like Gail Kim, not Gail Kim. Look at me. Katie Hebner. Sorry, she was once she made her debut in a Gail Kim match though. But Katie Hebner, Michael Martinez, and several other great people in the wrestling business. I'm not lying. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. All you got to do is type in Ringside Side when you go to YouTube, and you'll once you see that OMG dark blue and light blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So once again, make sure you're subscribing to all of our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. As a matter of fact, we got another cool video, another cool episode tonight. So like I keep saying, you don't want to miss a thing, like Aerosmith in 1998. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in tonight live. We really and truly appreciate it. We don't just do this for ourselves. We do this for y'all as well. We strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan should listen to. And we're very thankful. We always are thankful. To those y'all that are gonna listen to us later on, when you get a chance, thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself at the Golden Corral and Rob Bass at a taco festival, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. So with that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we here at Ringside Society are very well and aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hey, yo, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for jolly old England, which I hope to make one day. One time for WAW, and of course, last but not least, one time for the ever so incredible and future WWE slash AEW slash international superstar Aurora Rose.
Woo!
What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, and we will be back tonight with another impressive guest on another impressive episode. As a matter of fact, you know what? Y'all just gonna have to stay tuned and follow our Instagram to see who it is. But let's just say this person is a very intimidating person in the ring. But until then, we just want y'all to do 4 favors for us. That's right, just 4. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.